Yo, what's going on, guys? Metric here, and today we're here with a Wizard101 tier list. I'm going to be ranking the schools based off of how fun I think they are and how good I think they are. Mind you, I have a max level of every school, one of each school, and I don't do PvP really, so this is going to be a PvE, PvE list. But yeah, I have a lot of experience with them, so I think I'll be able to judge them pretty well. So let's get into it. First up, we have balance. Balance, let's go into C tier. Now balance, it's I guess what you would call it jack of all trades, master of none. It does a lot, right? You have good utility. You got balance blade, you have blade storm. You could just support any other school. You have a lot of cool attacks that do not just balance damage, but they can do other like spirit damage, elemental damage, whatever, right? And they do, like I said, they do a lot. But like, man, they're not super proficient in just one, which is like, I guess that's kind of like the whole point, But you kind of want a master of something, right? They're fun to play. Like, it's a really fun school. I think it's like bogged down by some of that stuff, but it's not the worst. Again, you have a lot of cool attacks that don't just do balance damage, and there's a lot to play around with that. So it's going into C tier. Oh, and fun fact, but balance was actually the first school I ever got to max. Okay, death. Okay. If you played Wizard101, you know where death is going. Yep, it's going right here, S tier. People say it's the best for a reason. I mean, you got pretty good utility. You got, Dark Pact, Juju. You get free feint. You have the hit and drains, which makes soloing a breeze. You just hit the enemy and then you get healed back a ton. So yeah, you don't get your AoE until level 48. But I mean, nowadays it's way easier to get an AoE before that with spellments and everything. Same with life. I mean, it's just so much easier. Early game is easy, late game is easy. Like it's a pretty good school. It's a solid school. Definitely gonna be an S tier. Next up, fire. I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go in B tier. Now, fire, it's very interesting because a lot of people say it's not that good because the damage over time and you have to wait. I agree with that to an extent, but it's been getting better with you could detonate the damage over times and stuff. I feel like they've had a lot of interesting stuff going on with it, and I think it's cool because I like the idea of fire being able to slowly burn your enemies. It's cool and fitting. Some pretty cool utility too. I mean, you have choke, you have smoke screen, you have steel charm. I don't think it's a bad school. I just think other schools kind of do a lot of damage better. But it's a solid school. So I'm gonna put it in B tier, right in the middle. Next up, ice. Yeah, this is going into D tier. I don't want to do it, but it has to. Unfortunately, ice, you don't die as an ice. You're the tank. You take all the hits. They do a good job at that. They have tons of shields. But I feel like other schools can do it better because they can also tank, but they have way more utility than ice has. And then if we're talking damage, you have to really, really, really get a lot of damage to do anything with ice. Because even late game, it's harder. It's not as bad, but yeah, you're going to be doing no damage as ice, and your battles are going to take longer. You won't be dying because you have a lot of health and a lot of resist, but you're going to be in combat for longer than other schools. Yeah, ice just needs to go in D tier. All right, life, straight in the A tier. Listen, this school, people would rank it lower. I think it's mainly because of the damage. But the damage, honestly, on life isn't really that bad. I think it's better than people say. And they have great support. You have great heals. Obviously, it's the best healing school. They've been getting better utility. They've been having a lot of ways to get rid of traps on yourself or traps on your teammates. I love that new rebirth, the Spellment one, where it gets rid of traps on your teammates for blades and then they also get healed. Like with Death, they don't get an AoE until level 48. It used to be 58, but now it's 48, I believe. But again, you have spell elements that you could just get an AoE earlier. Like you can get Rat Spin, or you can get was it Kookaburra that gives you Leaf Storm, and just you don't even have to worry about that. Very fun and enjoyable school. So easy A tier. All right, Myth. It's gonna go in B tier, but I think it's gonna go in front of Fire. It's pretty good damage school, right? It does. I would say it's. People always like toss it up between if they think it's better than Fire or not as good as Fire. I think it's better than Fire because of, Fire has the damage over time, and Myth you kind of get it right away. So like they're pretty good at dealing damage. Utility isn't that. It's not that bad. I mean, it's mainly like getting rid of enemy shields, like just piercing through that, and getting rid of like you have Earthquake, right? You have some cool stuff like that, like traps too. But that's also kind of Fire's thing. The whole identity of Myth, it's minions, right? That was the whole thing. And like no one uses them because it's just there's no point to. I really think Myth should be able to control their minions because like I feel like people would actually use them more. And early game is the only time you're really going to be using them. Late game, no one's using them because you don't really get any new ones later. I mean, there's Monstrology, but still. They also have stuns too. I forgot to mention that. I still think it's a cool school. It does good damage, but it has like those little flaws that I can't put it in A tier. Yeah, it's going into B tier. And finally, we have Storm. Storm going into A tier. Such a great school. You die easily, you're a glass cannon, but like you do immense damage. It's crazy, it's nutty. Like you're gonna be killing them before you can die, so it's never really an issue. Utility really isn't anything that crazy, but you do have Cleanse Charm. But like you're mainly there for the damage. Like you pick Storm because you wanna just kill everything. And it does it well, like I said. The only reason why I wouldn't put it in S tier is just because, yeah, they have that survivability issue that Death doesn't have. But yeah, I think that's my list. I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching us. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'd love to see your opinions, thoughts, what you would change, if you agree, disagree. Just let me know. But for now, that's it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.